Um, Hi guys, good morning. Today I don't have lot of things to talk about, and this particular vlog would be short. Um, my weekend was spent much about lazing around and talking to people about how Tron is a scam. Though, but again, it's that's what I want to create a video about. Uh, there are many who believe Tron is a genuine project, and Justin Sun, who is the founder of the project, is considered as a maverick marketer. And also, despite the fact that Charlie Lee from Litecoin created a massive FUD by saying that the Tron founder is taking all the funds that is being collected from this whatever pump is happening, he's dumping it into various other OTC exchanges like Gemini. And later on, even Justin clarified that that's not him, but one of the market makers who is booking his profits. And that goes on to show that uh, specifically pumped cryptocurrencies like Tron on Binance can have lot of positives about them. Like quickly they will create a lot of you can say fanboys and fan following, and then at one with a small FUD it would also fall, and with good reason. There are a lot many good projects that are right now totally jealous about Tron with its meteoric rise, and probably to some extent people agree that it's all because of its listing on Binance, and how Binance is able to pump any kind of unknown coin out of nowhere and gives it billions of value, billions of dollars of value. Uh, but on this particular note, where Charlie created that particular tweet where he put that allegations, it was later on clarified. Uh, though the tweet is still in circulation in many places, either on Reddit or on Twitter itself. I suggest that take like any crypto FUD, please take every FUD, do your own research, and then try to validate it. So at this point of time, I still have a negative view of Tron because I don't see the kind of value that project is creating just by creating announcements of announcements, and by doing what you call partnership of a product which is not even there even in its alpha stage. So I feel that it is advisable for people to be to take your time and rather spend more research. And I feel that there would be a bigger correction in Tron's value, a realistic correction, and that probably would be good for Tron in the longer term. The same goes for projects like Ripple, Verge. I have done an earlier video in one of my crypto channels where I asked, is Verge a scam? Again, Verge is may not be a scam, but it's not the kind of a privacy coin that it tries to sell. It has its own weaknesses as far as like its implementation of Wrath protocol, which has been delayed uh, for quite some time, and most of the pump and the dump that happened because post McAfee's tweet, and then all the FUD that was created by XVG Whale, uh, that goes on to show that it is better to talk to the project team and the founders, and then looking at the code, and or at least looking for genuine red flags, then depending on some people who call themselves as influencers. And then make your own decision. So best I would say highlights best way to judge any kind of cryptocurrency is not on the immediate pump that happens, always check the value of a cryptocurrency over its past 3 months value. And having seen what's growth over the past 3 months, I don't have that kind of positivity about them. It is any kind of other altcoin, and there are better altcoins which are focused on security. Anyway, people know about Monero, but even there are many other privacy centric cryptocurrencies are coming, and people should look after it. Also, there was a cryptocurrency called IoT chain. Again, I have not seen it, but it's just by understanding it is that such a project when IOTA is already there, and it is doing alliances. I'm not even sure if it has a working product, and then uh, 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 going and listed on Binance, and then creating suddenly a lot of interest. I think it talks about some kind of and then probably getting pumped as well. So it talks about a kind of a narrative which is not comfortable. I fear Binance should not become a pumping exchange where end of the day you any shitcoin comes and gets listed and that gets pumped. So because a lot of people think that Chinese coins are really some hidden dark horse, which really can give you uh, the kind of pump or the kind of value that they are very cheap, large supply, and they will give you a lot of profits. But in reality, Chinese coins are kind of are really a mystery in themselves. That is, some are genuine projects. I reviewed Bytom myself and liked its code. It was also close to Tendermint, and also had a good team behind it. So it's very important. You just don't look at one founder. You look at the team, and also just not look at the team. You have to look at a lot of parameters, and then see how like the key factor, like, is GitHub active? Is the project being is being actively traded, not only on a single exchange but on multiple exchanges? And how is the health of the network? Because what happens is that you buy, you sell on the short term, you go with the hype, you like it. That's all about a noob trading. That is short term trading, where you do intraday trading. You don't want to do intraday trading and just make 500 rupees profit, 1000 rupees profit. If you do proper investing, you be doing a value investing. And that's what I have been trying to figure out, looking at fundamentals, doing technical analysis. Yeah, it takes time, but once you get that particular mix right, I would say you would make much more profits. Uh, that was about the over the the crypto part of my blog today. Uh, but if you but just by going by now comes my personal part, where I'll be speaking about my own experiences over the weekend. I have been approached to at like actually not this year, but since last year also, I have been approached for projects, and some projects I take, some projects I don't, and also there are cases where some projects I cannot take a bigger role. There are multiple reasons, maybe my job, or the my earlier commitments, or also seeing the profitability of a project. Anyone who is an expert in cryptocurrency space, now some say that anybody who even buying a Bitcoin says I'm an expert. I'm not saying like that. That's why I don't call myself Bitcoin expert. I'm calling myself a Bitcoin evangelist. But again, calling Bitcoin evangelist is very tricky, because you are saying that I'm an expert. I'm also everyday evangelizing something about Bitcoin. That's where my role as a learner, and also somebody who promotes Bitcoin in any form comes into play. So in any form, what? So I realized I still need to be strong technically. What I do, I go, I do I do a lot of social media promotions. Again, these are out of my own interest and out of my own liking for Bitcoin, because from what I've understood about Bitcoin, I understand its strong fundamentals, and that's why promoting it doesn't make me anything wrong about it. And that's why through memes or through talking to in bringing the Bitcoin into those contexts where probably nobody have talked about that narrative. There's are ways in which I promote Bitcoin, but ICOs are a whole ball game altogether. ICOs are not really cryptocurrencies. Most of them are about digital assets, tokens. And what happens is that at least for some projects, they give you work. I'm not saying for every project that I get. Some projects, they approach you. I mean, they say that out of the end of the project only you may get paid. Sometimes happens. My side also. I undercut to be a part of a project, and then I realized that the pricing that probably I have probably agreed to or would have said yes would be wrong. And then for at least for me, because the time I spend and the effort I spend and the output I get is much lesser. uh, so for such kind of projects, it becomes difficult to deliver, or sometimes the timelines they expect I'm not able to meet. That will also have an impact. This is the negative side of it. Why I'm explaining these on the blogs? Because if some of you are blockchain developers or are ICO consultants, one thing is very important: deliver deliver it right, and don't undercut your pricing, because end of the day such ICOs will also make a lot of profits. And even if they don't do the time that you've spent on any work is work. So you should be valuing yourself rightly and making the should be getting the right worth of your efforts. So so if you have some kind of expertise or any kind of knowledge, use that with the right attitude, and make sure that you approach a project professionally. Because the difference between a white paper that you get in a Fiverr and probably somebody who actually takes a significant amount and actually writes would be different, because you'll be committed to the project. And that also is a point for ICO founders, that yes, I know you have to do projects at as much less bootstrapping as possible, but ICOs are no more those projects where you would be in a garage, you have a set of friends, write a white paper, go to Telegram and put on Bitcoin Talk and get yourself some funds raised. Today, the minimum you are talking about ICOs is at least $20 million, and the kind of investment you are talking about at least $5 to $6 million, and and the kind of professionalism, the kind of regulatory considerations you have to get. It's not an easy ball game. So when people are getting into it, they have to get into it with full seriousness, because now serious projects are coming. Billions of dollars is to be raised, and nowadays we won't be talking about ICOs in millions of dollars. We'll be talking about billions of dollars, and and this can be not only just the ICO valuation. It can be that you do a valuation and then put probably on a exchange such like Binance, and you definitely would be going if you're a good project. So so the key highlights would be the marketing, would be the way how you execute a project, or at least in the initial phase of the ICOs, and that's why you need good people. Hence, make sure that don't undercut your pricing. Even if you have a small idea, try to get as many collaborators, and try to get try to find I mean, try to be fair in while compensating them. You cannot expect everybody to work for free. So while you can give a percentage of the cut, also make sure that you have enough funds to provide to support for founders, or support for the advisors or the people who are working with you. Uh, Again, these are all subjective matters. I just gave my views. And finally, uh, uh, on being little intelligent, uh, I just recently faced a personal situation where over the weekend where I kept my my car for a long period, and when I open actually I gave it for servicing. I just got my car and kept it for a long period. I was a fool that I didn't check it in and out when I came out from the servicing. I open my boot, I find that things are missing, and that was the car was kept like for last 2 to 3 months. I was out, I just kept it like that. And what I found was a surprise was things were missing, and that's possible, highly possible that the missing things were from the servicing that I did earlier itself. So what does it mean? It gives me that don't be a fool, check everything in and out, do your own research or do your own your surveillance end to end, be it your computer, be it your crypto asset profile, or any cryptocurrency that you buy. Just don't buy and leave it. You also have to actively engage with community. You have to actively look what are the things and red flags about it, because for me, I understand that if done cryptocurrency investing rightly, you are bound to make a lot of profits. But if you just buy it in a foolhardy way, you will either lose or you will just make much less profits than you could have done by value investing. And there were some interesting terms that I heard over the weekend. One was low moon, one was fast moon, one was very big moon. So there are many interesting moons that are coming in. so and I also got a lot of insights on certain cryptocurrencies that people would like to invest in or are looking to invest in. Two are, I think, that everybody says just put it this year and forget is Ada and Cardano and Stellar Lumen. I also feel that this year would be their year. I don't know how. I have personally used Cardano. It has a lot of work to do. They have their pipeline or their roadmap set up, but the team is good, and it is also a team that worked on Ethereum and has worked on Ethereum Classic. So I have very high hopes from them. And then there is a proven team behind Stellar Lumen. Stellar Lumen is trying to compete with Ripple in the payment system, in the payment uh, 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 in and around the whole payment protocol space. And but it's not just that, it also is a full-blown blockchain solution, and it is now also a preferred platform for future ICOs. So you should not be surprised if you see more ICOs coming to on Stellar, because Ethereum has, with its own issues last year where billions of dollars were lost, people are looking for alternative platforms where they can at least do their ICO, and then a stable platform where they can raise more funds and also can use it later for integration into their own projects. So Stellar is one of such I would say dependable platforms which people are trying to explore. So you'll find Stellar also being in a lot of talk and a lot of interest around it. So best of luck. Keep on investing, and probably I'll be doing more specific ICO related or crypto related discussions in my future vlogs. Have a good day, and please subscribe if you like my vlog. Bye bye.